Hello, possums. Dr. Lena here, Australian sociologist, reporting in. Now, thanks for all your comments. I asked you guys to put in the comments what was your favourite moment of the convention. And as many people said, it was really hard to decide because there were so many fantastic, inspiring moments. That's a good problem to have, isn't it? But one woman said, her neighbours put a sign in her yard saying, "I'm voting for Gus's dad." Oh, how cute is that? I know. And I think apart from Michelle Obama and absolutely everybody being fabulous, a special shout out to the Central Park Five. You know, I'm so glad they were represented in that context. So we're still basking in the light of the DNC. And of course, still a long way to go between here and there. In the meantime, the esteemed ex-mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani, has failed to appear again at a federal court case. This one was, I think, about it's a civil case about the injury of 8 federal police on January 6th, and he was scheduled to appear and didn't. Not the first time for Giuliani. So I think hopefully once the blue wave has landed, a lot of work has to be done to get rid of this second-tier justice system. It's not unique to the USA. Don't think that for a minute. In most countries, if you're wealthy, you can get better representation and statistically less likely to go to jail. It's a really simple equation. But this is a really blatant system where he's thumbing the nose. So the judge was not impressed, but that's not enough. If it was a mere mortal, they'd be in the clanger. So let's look, are there going to be any repercussions for the non-appearance, Rudy Giuliani? What's he going to do without hair dye? Yeah, let's see. But really. Here we go, Rudy. Sorry, this computer's balanced on a pillow in a hotel room. Okay. Oh, Rudy, oh dear, pet. Oh, I said love, I said pet. I'll draw one more card here. Oh, well, someone's looking out for Rudy. Look, the swords are out for him generally because just like the Yeti, he keeps offending and is offensive and keeps attacking, and he doesn't care. He so does not care. It's 5 of Wands. He gets the devil card. Look, he's already gone to the dark side. But also in modern tarot, the devil is about negative personal behaviors that are holding you back, addictions such as alcohol, for example. Okay. But he's got the team. So even though he owes hundreds of millions of dollars, which he probably won't pay because that's how the system works, he's got enough to get himself some representation. This is him with a plan, and I think his brain is possibly now too adult to think it through. So this is legal advice. He has got someone in his corner, and this is the angel of moderation. So I think it's possible, like if he was 50 years younger, a judge might say you go to jail or you book into a rehab program, something like that. Will they tell a man of his age to do that? I don't know. But there's like this is temperance, right? We've got the drinking and the temperance. So there's something in there about his alcohol consumption. But I'm not seeing cards of jail. Malheureusement. Never mind. Okay, so oh, people are worried about a financial meltdown or crunch of some sort. I think we are seeing a shift in how the world relates to the old way of doing things, as in money. And crypto's purring away on the edges and all of that. I don't trust anything that poses as currency when it's not based actually in anything. But the gold standard's been gone for a while now. So in the US and other countries, the banks would have to negotiate the gold reserves to cover what they've got. All that's gone out the window. Thank you, Reagan and others. So let's have a look at global finance. Let's have a look at global finance here. It's so exciting seeing Trump circling around the drain of history, isn't it fabulous? We'll look at him too before I end today, but financial stuff, what do we need to be aware of? Let's say, tarot's not marvelous with timing, let's say between now and the end of the year. Bite-sized pieces, let's have a look. Oh, the King of Pentacles. Oh, big cards, big cards. Okay, I've only pulled 5 cards. 2 are majors, one's a king, one's an ace. This one's a warning. Okay, so the King of Pentacles, I'm saying here in this question, represents the old guard of the oligarchs, let's say. And in my humble opinion, I think we've moved beyond nationalities decades ago. It's now about individual oligarchs and corporations who have more money than entire countries, right? So this is the field of influence. This represents all the wealth going to just a few. Same pattern. What is the obstacle? A bit too gung-ho. This could be, you know, going for the stock market or investing in something like Truth Social, which is sinking through the floor. Isn't that heaven? Just to watch. But this is a bit impulsive. This is a bit impulsive for their own good. They're used to wielding the power and changing the rules and do things my way. And there's green shoots here, possibly of a new arrangement, but we're not there yet. Over the reading is the Judgment card, and this is usually my Wake Up America card, but we're talking global. Wake up, people. Why do 1% of the world's population own 90% of the wealth? It's about wealth distribution. We're always told there isn't enough money, but there's plenty of money for the corporate vultures, plenty of money, but not for kids' lunches, you know. And we've all tolerated this radical imbalance. And now, if you look at what I call the through line, this King of Pentacles here, impulsiveness, but there is a judgment coming that brings things more back into balance. So in terms of finances, we have the World card here. Now you see this closed reef here. This, I think, represents globalized money. We're in this one bubble of money, but I'm not seeing cards of collapse. I'm not getting the tower or anything like that. So there could be wobbles. There could be big court cases with judgments on people misusing government funds. That sort of thing could definitely be in the picture. And that will impact on other countries too. When you see other countries successfully do certain things, the idea is you pick the eyes out of the idea, how to adapt it for your country, right? Instead of just picking up the bad ideas. So we'll see. but I'm not seeing, things collapse. Okay. Now, Lara Trump. I've been asked about Lara. Now, nothing like putting your daughter-in-law in to run the party, is there? I mean, keep it in-house. While I'm here, just to be consistent, I really hope Kamala does not put her brother-in-law in as AG. Now, the Republicans, or particularly the Trumps, give each other huge positions for which they're not qualified. I don't doubt that he's qualified, but I don't think it's a good look. Stay away from dynasties. Otherwise, it'll end up with President Barron Trump. Like stay away from dynasties or dynasties, as you call it. Anyway, I forgot the question. Where were we? Oh, Lara Trump. How's Lara handling this? Because she'd be within kicking range, wouldn't she, in the office? Like, ooh, would not be pretty. And I don't know that she's the sharpest tool in the shed. And I think she thought it's just about choosing the earrings to wear to this function to run the party. But let's see, Lara. How's she traveling? Oh, the Five of Swords has come out again. Oh, Lara might be on her way out. Now, here we have the King of Swords. I think it's usually a legal card, but I don't think it's that. I think this is the Yeti. And his very cutting tongue. He's got to blame his immediate people for every failure. And because she is in the front line, she's getting it. She hasn't raised enough money as far as he's concerned. Like you could please roll up and give money to someone with 34 felony counts. I mean, it's not an easy gig, but she's not raising enough money. He doesn't think she's vicious enough. Well, that'd be right, wouldn't it? I mean, rates of viciousness, he sets the bar. So I don't think she thinks she is ruthless enough. The Chariot. So I think either he kicks her out or she gets to a point very soon where she's had enough abuse and goes, you know what? I'm going to plan a trip to Aspen, which is about the extent of my mental capacity, for a skiing family holiday, and you can have the government. I think she could be leaving. And he'll probably then lie and say he sacked her or whatever, because they can't lie straight in bed, this family. No. Now, um, Georgia. Oh, they're stopping at nothing. I mean, they're so unveiled, aren't they? It's so blatant. So the Georgia election state board is trying every trick in the book. They're inventing new tricks. How to disenfranchise voters, how to do last minute, theft of ballots. Information is for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. So they're trying all these things, and there's so many of them that an argument has been made this is deliberately causing chaos and confusion for voters. Well, yes. So, you change the deadlines for everything and you fiddle around, and they've reserved the right to question the result. It's obscene. Well, anyway, it's so bad. I think the Dems in Georgia, backed by the National Dems, are suing them. It's the best news I've had this week. Whether the system can act quickly enough, I have no idea. It's not winning prizes for timely judicial judgments, is it really? Shockingly bad. That was just bad shuffling. So let's have a look. Georgia Election Board being sued by the Dems. Sued by the Dems. What's going to happen with that? Sued by the Dems. Right to question results. How dare they? Here we go. Here we go. Okay. I shuffled and shuffled, had at least two of my favorite digressions, and yet here we are with the judgment card. Oh, uh-huh. Oh, I'm a little bit optimistic. Dare to dream. Now, okay, let's put this in context. The Dems are bringing a judgment on this bad behaviour because it is borderline illegal everything. So even though the states have huge control, some could argue too much control, you know, I always say on this channel, federal elections should be standardised and federal. When you're having state elections, you can do what you like, but they should be standard and the Electoral Commission should actually do its job. But we know it's a toothless tiger. So we're left with Georgia fiddling around, but a judgment is coming. This is what America represents in its most positive, altruistic way, the star, hope, inspiration, the light on the hill type USA, right? There's a message here coming through. Hogarth would say stinky fish message. I don't think it's so much stinky fish in this context, but it is emotional. It's the cups. And I think the voters of Georgia will actually be a bit upset by the fact they're being robbed of their democratic rights again, whether it's through late-minute gerrymandering or shutting polling booths early or losing boxes of votes or getting the tallies wrong. There's endless fiddle they could do, but they're getting a message that people are not happy and the world is watching with binoculars, right? Because we're all kind of amazed that it's been a full electoral cycle since January 6th and these cases are still held up in the bathroom. It's amazing. So it's time to get something right. So I really hope the people of Georgia will be motivated to really go out in numbers that are too big to steal. Be great. All right, guys. So this afternoon, I'm in another state. I'm off to a wedding, and it might well be my last wedding. I don't know why, but I'm not mad about weddings. Am I a jaundiced old bag or what? I don't know what it is. I think, oh, really? It's not too late to run. Run. I'm terrible. Okay. All right, guys. No, Trump. I didn't do Trump. Back as you were, as you were. I didn't do Trump. Here we are. How's he coping now on a daily basis? How's he coping now on a daily basis? With that very fragile ego. Here we go. Oh, I mean, you can't believe it, can you? Really? You cannot actually believe it. Well, this is the Knight of Pentacles, which represents, in cases like the Yeti, the mercenary, the Bino, billionaire in name only. That's him. What's under the issue? You should be very familiar with this card by now today. Okay. A judgment coming down on his sorry, bloated self. This is a judge in this context of this spread. Here comes the judge. He is desperately sending boats out and waiting for someone to save him. But the problem is, he's become a burden. Fewer and fewer people are prepared to step up to protect him or defend him. So it's only self-serving nutcases and egotists like Vance, but Trump's own sort of how he's thinking at the moment is he's getting tired, like really tired, pushing this stuff uphill. Yeah. And I think when we come back to this judgment, it's his ego that can't handle it. I don't think he worries in the conventional sense of what people think of him or things like that. He's convinced he's the biggest thing since sliced bread. So the ego can't handle the fact he isn't getting the numbers. And he's basically, I think, with this card, pushing people out to find him good news. And apparently that's one of his modus operandi, you know. If you come through the door, you've got to give him fake news is fine, just as long as it's good. And he's winning by miles in the polls. Just ask him. Love it. Okay. All right, guys. See you next time. And in the meantime, take care. Look after yourselves and each other. Bye.